Welcome to Be True, the channel you might have been waiting for, and the one you might truly need today. There's no fairy dust here, no spiritual incense talk, no universal order system with delivery promises. There's just you. You, your happiness, your success, your life, your body, your decision. And before you think, that sounds harsh, let's be clear right away. Yes, it is, because life isn't soft. Life punches you in the face when you're not paying attention. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't care about your mood board or how many journals you filled in. It just moves with or without you. But here's the thing. Life is also generous. If you're willing to act, if you're ready to learn, if you're brave enough to be honest with yourself. We've all been there. You know that moment. The I swear this time it'll be different moment. Cup of tea in hand, fairy lights in the background, affirmations in our ears, new app downloaded, maybe even a new outfit ready to go. And for a second, it feels like we've already changed. But, did we? We wish, we visualize. We make vision boards and declarations. And right next to them, the jar of hazelnut spread, not whispering manifest your future, but screaming open me right now. And that's exactly the issue. Most people just talk. They wish, believe, hope, but very few actually do something. And fewer still keep doing it after the first few days. That's where we come in, because we don't just talk about change, we make it real. Because faith without action is dead, change without effort is self-deception, and transformation without truth, that's just theater. At Be True, we don't take the easy way. We take the real one. We don't sell you a shortcut. We hand you a compass, and then we walk with you. Because here's the truth. Your body is not a trend. It's not an accessory. It's not a machine to hack or a shape to mold into somebody else's idea of enough. It's the home of your soul. And if your home is breaking down, no amount of mindset shifts or positive vibes will fix it. If your gut is inflamed, you can listen to all the self-help podcasts in the world. You'll still feel stuck. Because thought doesn't start in your head. It starts in your gut. You're not just a human. You're a host. You carry more microorganisms than human cells. You are a holobiont, a walking ecosystem. That ecosystem affects everything. Your mood, your cravings, your decisions, your sleep, even your relationships. It all connects. And that's the difference with Be True. We look at the system, your whole system. Not just the surface, not just calories or reps or to-do lists. The real you, the human being inside the habits. So if you really want to change, not just talk about it, start with the one thing you can control, what you feed yourself, not just with food but with thoughts, with media, with people, with what you let into your body, through your mouth, your mind, your heart. Not because we say so, but because we've lived it. We know what it feels like. When the body breaks down, when the skin acts up, when the bloating doesn't go away, when your sleep feels fake, when your brain is foggy, and your motivation is buried under a pile of maybe tomorrow. We know what it's like, when your body doesn't match your energy, and when your energy doesn't match your dreams. And we also know the shift. That moment when something finally clicks, when you wake up and you want to move, when food starts feeling like fuel instead of a reward or punishment, when the mirror doesn't scare you, not because it's perfect, but because you've made peace with where you're going. That shift, it doesn't come from a product. It doesn't come from a challenge or a cleanse. It comes from truth, from clarity, from a decision that says, I'm not doing this halfway anymore. And let's be clear, it's not about shame. It's not about guilt. It's not about perfection. It's about honesty. It's about looking at the second snack you didn't need and asking yourself, not scolding, what was I really hungry for? It's about understanding that treating yourself doesn't have to mean harming yourself. It's about learning that movement is medicine, but only if it comes with respect, not punishment, not control, not chasing some unrealistic before and after picture. Because that's the Be True way. We don't sell body goals. We build body trust. We help you reconnect, not to trends, but to your body's real needs, to your microbiome, to your hormones, to the way your blood sugar rises and falls. When you skip lunch and crave junk at midnight, you don't have to memorize nutrition science, but you do need to know the basics. Because when you know what your body is really asking for, you stop answering with sugar or scrolling or shutting down. You answer with support. You answer with movement. You answer with food that nourishes instead of numbs. You start treating yourself like someone you're responsible for, like someone you love. And when you do that, everything changes. Hear it be true, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not lazy. You're just disconnected. Disconnected from what's real, from what's yours, from what your body and your soul are actually asking for. But that can change today, with one step, with one video, with one decision to stop lying to yourself. We don't talk down to you. We don't hype you up with fluff. We talk with you like a friend who's been there. And we don't care what size you wear, or how long it's been, or how much you think you've failed before. None of that matters here. What matters is now that you showed up, that you're still here, that you're reading this because something inside you is still fighting for the truth. That's all we need, not followers, not influencers, just humans, real ones, willing to take the mask off and show up for themselves. This isn't a performance. It's a beginning. You don't need to start big. You don't need to start loud. You just need to start. Drink the water. Move your body, even for 5 minutes. Choose food that serves your future, not just your feelings. And say no when no is the answer. These are small things, but they're the things that build a life. Not just a better week or a better photo, but a better you. We're not chasing aesthetics here. We're chasing alignment. When your thoughts, your food, your actions, and your goals all finally point in the same direction, that's what creates peace. That's what creates energy. That's what makes healing possible. And no, this isn't easy, but easy never changed anyone. You know what changes people? Getting real, getting honest, getting clear on what they want, and what they're no longer willing to tolerate. We're not here to blame you. We're here to remind you. You have the power. You've had it all along. Even if you've ignored your body, even if you've numbed yourself with food, even if you've quit 100 times before, you can still choose to come back. Right now. That's the real beginning. Not a Monday, not January, not when you feel ready. Just now, this breath, this moment. And we'll be here for it, not to cheer from the sidelines, but to walk beside you, through the resistance, through the mess, through the miracle of finally coming home to yourself. Because this is about more than food, more than fitness. This is about living a life that actually feels like yours, that reflects your values, your rhythm, your truth. It's about choosing truth over trends, consistency over chaos, and connection over comparison. Let other people chase the quick fix. You're building something that lasts. And no, there won't be applause at every milestone. There won't be confetti when you say no to the cookie, or when you stretch instead of scroll. But over time, those little wins, they add up. They build trust. They build peace. They build you. We know what's possible when someone truly decides. We've seen the shifts. We've lived them. And that's why we're here, to remind you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be true. Not for us, for you. So if you've been waiting for a sign, for a message, for a moment that tells you now, this is it. This is your reminder that your life doesn't have to feel like survival anymore. This is your moment to stop waiting for something outside you to change. The truth? Nothing changes until you change, until you decide, until you commit, until you remember what it feels like to be alive, really alive. That's why this channel exists. Not to impress, not to convince, but to invite, to show up as we are, and help you do the same. So don't wait, not for the perfect plan, not for motivation, not for permission. Just start. Take the first step, then the next, and then keep going. Slow, steady, and true. This isn't just a video. It's a movement. It's a mirror. It's your moment. Be true. Be brave. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You've just been disconnected. Disconnected from your body, from your truth, from your voice. And that happens slowly. One skipped walk. One ignored symptom. One meal eaten standing, scrolling, rushing. Until one day, you don't feel like you anymore. That's not failure. That's life showing you. It's time to come back. Not to perfection, not to six-pack abs or a perfect routine, but to your rhythm, to your needs, to your breath. Breathe in. Feel that? That's life. Still here, still yours. You don't need to erase your past to build your future. You just need to decide that it's worth building. Let others chase the next hack, the next cleanse, the next fix. You build habits. You build connection. You build a foundation that actually holds. Because let's face it, we're tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of holding it together with duct tape and to-do lists. Tired of saying I'm fine when we're falling apart. So don't aim to look better. Aim to feel better, to function better. To come home at the end of the day and feel proud. Not because of how you look, but because of how you lived. You moved. You drank water. You said no when you meant it. You showed up for yourself in quiet, powerful ways. That's health. That's success. That's the life you're building. We know it's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Your future self is watching you, not judging. Just waiting. Waiting for you to make that choice today, so they can thank you tomorrow. You deserve more than survival. You deserve vibrancy, clarity, energy, peace. And it doesn't come from a guru. It doesn't come from a secret formula. It comes from action, small steps, real choices, honest moments. You're not too late. You're right on time. This is your reset. So what now? Now you listen. Not to us, but to yourself. You check in. You take one breath, one step, one glass of water. And from there, you keep going. Because real change isn't loud. It's consistent. It's grounded. It's true. You're not here by accident. You're here because something in you is ready. And we are too. We're here. With tools. With realness. With no BS. This is your moment. To stand up. To start over. To be true. Be honest. Be real. Be bold. Be true. Your body. Your mind. Your time. Your path. We're with you. Every step. Let's do this. You've made it this far. Not because it was easy, but because you kept going. Even on days when nothing made sense. Even when no one noticed. Even when you doubted yourself more than anyone else ever could. And that says everything about your strength. The quiet kind. The kind that doesn't need an audience. The world may not clap for your healing, but your body feels it. Your breath knows it. Your future depends on it. You don't owe anyone a version of you that fits their expectations. You owe yourself honesty. You owe yourself space. You owe yourself softness. You're not lazy. You're not lost. You're not weak. You're tired of pretending. Tired of performing. Tired of carrying what was never yours to carry. So lay it down. The shame, the guilt, the shoulds. Lay them down. And come back. To water. To light. To movement. To stillness. This isn't about fixing yourself. It's about meeting yourself. Not someday. Not when you're ready. Not when it's perfect. Now, because this moment, this breath, is the only doorway that's real. And you're already standing in it. So breathe in. Hold it. Let it go. And whisper to yourself, I'm still here. And I choose me. You've spent years trying to be enough. Enough for the world. Enough for the job. Enough for people who never truly saw you. But the truth is, you were never meant to become enough. You already were. The way you laugh. The way you care too much. The way you feel deeply even when it hurts. That was never a flaw. That was your power. The world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs people who remember how to be human. Who choose compassion when it's easier to shut down. Who choose presence over performance. Who choose rest over running. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to pause. To listen. To notice the small moments that make life real. The sound of birds in the morning. The way your chest rises when you breathe. The smile that comes when you feel safe. That is healing. That is return. That is enough. No timeline. No checklist. Just you allowing yourself to be exactly as you are. You don't need permission. You are the permission. Let today be the day you stop waiting. Stop waiting to feel confident. Stop waiting to be healed. Stop waiting for the perfect version of you. Because that version, it's already inside. Underneath the noise. Underneath the pressure. Underneath the stories. Let this be your beginning. your soft return. To your breath, to your body, to yourself. And if you forget tomorrow, that's okay. You can always come back. Just start with one breath, one step, one moment. That's where the real you lives. For more inspiring content, don't forget to like and subscribe to Be True. We're just getting started, and there's so much more to come.